In just a couple of short months, we will finally get our hands on the Galaxy Z Fold 7 from Samsung. And word on the street is that Samsung is fully embracing thin devices. Now, we've already seen that with the Galaxy S25 Edge, and it looks like they're going to continue that embrace with the Z Fold 7. So this is something that is much needed from Samsung, as they are finally able to put a device out there in the foldable realm that will compete for the thinnest out there. Mainly their competition will be the Oppo Find N5, which is still and probably will still be the thinnest device out there. Now, there's been some lackluster devices from Samsung in the foldable lineup for the past, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 years maybe. So this is something that is definitely needed. So in this video, I'm going to go over what the dimensions of the Galaxy Z Fold 7 are, as well as some information about the Hinge and what other information we have about the Z Fold 7 right now. But before we do that, if you're new to this channel and enjoy staying up to date with latest tech news, you landed at the right place. Do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. All right, let's jump into this. Great, first article here, I want to go over the Galaxy Z Fold 7 might finally match the thinnest foldable around. Now, this is an article out of Android Police. So there hasn't, like I said before in my intro, there hasn't been much excitement from Samsung over the last few iterations of the device. They pretty much stay stagnant, while the competition out there has not only had better features, but they're also getting thinner, and Samsung continue to put out the big bulky devices. But it looks like Samsung is finally addressing that with the last, with the Z Fold 7 and obviously from the S25 Edge. Now, we also got word that they are going to be putting in a new titanium hinge on the Z Fold 7 as well. So I'll get into that in just a little bit. Continue on here. According to a report by Sam Mobile, citing CAD renders of the devices, the Z Fold 7 will measure just 4.54 millimeters thick when unfolded and only 9 millimeters when folded. That would be a significant improvement over the Galaxy Z Fold 6, which is over 12 millimeters thick when folded. Now, we are able to see those CAD device images here out of Sam Mobile. So thanks to Sam Mobile for that. We can just blow that up quick right here. So you can see the dimensions here. You can see the thickness of the device. It is coming in at 4.5 millimeters thick when it is unfolded, which is a welcome sight, welcome news from people who have been harping on Samsung to keep up with the competition. So finally, Samsung is doing that, and this is great news. Now, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 again is 4.54 millimeters thin when it's unfolded, and 9 millimeters thin, or 0.1 millimeters thicker than the Oppo Find N5. So again, just a tiny bit thicker than Oppo, but in this regard here, this is welcome. I think more people will be appreciative of Samsung finally embracing that. And just the fact that it's just a little bit thicker than Oppo, I think this is a win for Samsung, as long as some of the other things about the device continue to line up. The rest of this article goes into the Z Flip 7. If you want to read that information about that device, this will be linked down in the description, so you can go ahead and check that out. So again, this is the CAD renders up there. Going over here, not only do we have CAD images, but it looks like we do have a hands-on live image of the Z Fold 7 out there in the wild here. It's going down here. We can see here, this is the live image. So it looks like there's obviously a prototype out there, somebody who already has their hands on it and testing it. And again, the design pretty much looks the same in terms of the 3 camera setup and the body. But again, the biggest thing here will be how thin this device is and is going to be. Now, we do have some specs, not a ton of specs, but just a little bit. It will continue to have the high-end flagship specs like its previous ones. This is according to confirmed by the model's OpenCL score of 18,143 on Geekbench last month. This phone will launch with Snapdragon 8 Elite for the Galaxy chipset, paired with 12 gigabytes of RAM. Samsung will also equip the device with One UI and Android 16 right out of the box. So those are two great things to hear from Samsung that will be happening. Back to the Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset. So this is a little pickle because Snapdragon is expected to release the 8 Elite Gen 2 chip in September, and the first device that will have that will be the Xiaomi 16 lineup. So a couple months later, Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold lineup would have had the Elite Gen 2 chips in there. But as it stands, Samsung will showcase these probably in July and then release them either in late July or August. So it will miss out on getting that Gen 2 chip. So by the time the Xiaomi 16 comes out, the 8 Elite will be 1 year old at that point. But the Snapdragon chips do perform pretty well. And I've already talked about the Gen 2, the leaked specs about that. And it's expected to have a pretty good boost up for Gen 2. So unfortunately, it won't have the latest and greatest in terms of the chipset, but the other specs and the dimensions are pretty good. But that is something for Samsung, and obviously they will not be delaying this phone until September, which I don't see them happening, but we'll see. But more likely they will have their first generation Elite chip. Now let's continue to talk about just a little bit more information about the Fold. Report Samsung upgrading foldable hinges on Galaxy Z Fold 7 and the Trifold, not the Flip 7. Just a little bit of information here. The Elect reports that Samsung is planning to use titanium to upgrade the hinge found in the upcoming Z Fold 7, bringing strength upgrades to allow for the much thinner profile the company is aiming for with the device. For similar reasons, the Trifold device, when we call the G Fold, will be getting the same hinge upgrade. So again, in order to make this device thinner, lighter, switching to a titanium hinge. So that is good news from Samsung. So that is some good news from Samsung. All this information that I'm hearing right now is pretty good from Samsung about the device. I'm loving the fact that it is going to be thinner and it's going to actually compete for the thinnest device out there, because I've harped on Samsung for their devices over the past 3 or 4 generations that they have not had any type of innovation. So this is welcome news. But what do you guys think about this information about this Z Fold 7 Psi? Is this something that will get you excited for the Z Fold 7? Is this something that will make you jump into a foldable if you have not already by now? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Once again, thank you for taking time out to watch the video. If you enjoyed this video and enjoy staying updated with the latest tech news, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit that like button. And chances are, if you enjoy this type of content, you may have friends or family that enjoy this as well. So make sure you share this with them. Also, if you want to stay up to date with the latest tech news, head over to sound30.com, where I curate and aggregate tech news from around the web, covering Apple, Samsung, Google, Android, computing, and even more general tech news, all at the website sound30.com. And for even more tech news in video form, check out one of these 2 videos right here. Until the next video, guys, stay nerdy.